Real speed and support simplified. Visit alafiber.com/break-free to switch today.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Explain to me again why we're sleeping on the ground.
Because we're thramping. Thrift camping. It's saving us money and getting us closer to nature.
But we don't need to thramp. I just combined our home and auto insurance with our State Farm agent, so we have a rate that fits our budget.
All right. Do you think our agent can bring us an air mattress?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Be sure to check out the top-selling Recomp. Recomp helps build lean muscle and strength while decreasing body fat. Recomp is ideal for men and women of all ages trying to look their best. Recomp can only be found in Nutrition Authority. For info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Ever stare at the Hog Wild menu and feel like you just can't make up your mind because it all looks so good? Well, when I want a little bit of everything, I get a little bit of everything on Hog Wild Smokestack Sandwich. On a butter-toasted bun, we pile on our hickory smoked beef brisket and juicy hot links. The hard part is choosing between fresh curly fries, classic baked beans, or coleslaw on the side. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday night from UBT Stadium as the Norris Titans travel to Lincoln and face off against the Lincoln Northwest Falcons at 7 p.m. Both teams looking for their first win of the season as Norris fell to Scott and Gretna, and Lincoln Northwest has lost to Ralston and Scotts Bluff so far this year. Kickoff between the Titans and the Falcons is scheduled for 7 p.m. on Friday, and you can hear all the action unfold right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you worried about storm damage causing issues with your basement? F Foundation Repair fixes basements with supreme waterproofing and exact concrete leveling for residential or commercial clients. They service wet basements, leaky walls, damp crawl spaces, bowing or cracked bricks or drywall, and more. Whether you're in Southeast Nebraska, the Tri-Cities area, or Northeast Kansas, they'll easily make the trip to you. Get a free evaluation today by visiting WeFixBasements.com or call 402-804-1024. F Foundation Repair. We fix basements.
Welcome into the locker room, the most sacred of spaces in sports. Talking you through the behind-the-scenes conversations that happen behind closed doors. With former Nebraska football tight end Chancellor Brewington.
Chancellor Brewington, the 6-year senior tight end, finding his way into the end zone.
And former South Dakota State running back and Nebraska football assistant Mikey Daniel.
Hand off to Daniel inside the 2 to the 1, and he powers his way into the end zone for a South Dakota State touchdown.
This is The Locker Room, brought to you by F Foundation Repair. Here are your hosts, Chancellor Brewington and Mikey Daniel.
Yes, we're back at it here on a Wednesday in the locker room. Chancellor Brewington and Mikey Daniel ready to talk some ball with you and get a perspective from inside the locker room. As we usually do, kind of figure out what is going through the players' heads on Wednesday. And I know they got plenty more topics to talk about, guys. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, happy Wednesday, man. It's the middle of the week. Some call it hump day, whatever you call it, the Monday middle, whatever. Happy Wednesday. Chancellor, how you doing today? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling great. I hope everyone out there is having a blessed day. And like I say, if it's not blessed, bless it yourself.
Come on. I want to start us off with a quote card that really kind of hit me. It reads, "Let the hard things in life break you. Let them affect you. Let them change you. And let these hard moments inform you. Let this pain be your teacher. The experiences of your life are trying to tell you something about yourself. Don't cop out on that. Don't run away and hide under your covers. Lean into it. I want to talk about this. It really kind of moved my spirit. And here's why. Because last season, so obviously I spent time with Coach Rule being a Panther. And he's had success everywhere he went except Carolina, right? The NFL is a different beast, right? There's so many things that went into that. And it has nothing to do with his coaching or whatever. There's just so many things behind the scenes that people have no idea about that really go on to get to Sundays, right? The ownership and who's really making decisions, GMs. And for example, even when I got cut, the running back coach had no idea that I was getting released. They have no idea. They have no say so. It all goes from the scouting department and the GM and everything like that. People who don't associate with you day in and day out. You may never have a conversation with these people, but their eyes are always on you and they're watching every detail of every day. So the running back coach, like whenever I got released, he had no idea. And so he was at lunch and he called me. He's like, yo, you good? Like, I just heard that you was getting released. And I was like, yeah, it just happened. He's like, so he came and we had a conversation and he was just crying, just bawling because again, they don't have a say in it. They don't. And it's crazy because how can you not have a say in it? You're the one that spends every day with me, and yet you have no decision on if I stick around. So let that affect you, right? Let the pain, and I felt that. But I wanted to circle back to this because Coach Rule and where we're at right now in the season, it looks successful, right? Great. That's what he aims to do. That's what he said he was coming to Lincoln, Nebraska to do.
Right.
But I sat there in meeting room last year, and he talked about the pain that he felt when he was getting booed in Carolina. And that was the hardest thing he ever went to, or his kids having to deal with his dad getting booed and having them tell him, like, you suck, like, get rid of, and his kids are in the stands, right? They can hear these things. They go to school and kids are ridiculing them. And I'm saying all that to tell you that he felt that pain. And so last year he felt pain. He started going a step in the right direction, but he still felt the pain. And he let it affect him. But he didn't run and hide from underneath his covers. He says, you know what? I got something for you. So we may see, we're entering the top 25 program for the first time since 2019 and really significantly since probably 2016.
Right.
The people have to understand that everything he went through, he dealt with. And that's coming out right now. So he's going for broke. He said, the scariest thing, I can never go back to that feeling. He said, I'm scared because I'm running from that feeling. I don't ever want to feel that pain again. And I respect him because he hustles that way.
Right.
Like day in and day out, he's grinding. He's the hardest worker. He's there all day, every day. Maybe sleeps there. I don't know. It's like, bro, go home.
Right.
It's because he's like, I'm afraid of that. And so everyone's running either from something or to something. And he's running away from that fear, but he's running to greatness. And that's going to continue to unfold as the season progresses and as his time here at Nebraska continues down the road.
Yeah, what I'm seeing, and I love that quote, by the way. I mean, I firmly believe that every moment prepares you for the next moment, no matter what situation. If you can look, and this is another thing, if you can look at your life and look at what happened to you without having a victim mentality and asking the question, why did this happen, without being a victim, it produces the most intelligent results. You'll get the deepest revelations you'll ever get if you ask the question, why did this happen? And not feel sorry for yourself, just be curious. And so I love that. And what's happening with the program, I feel right now, is like you said, Coach Rule had that feeling, right? Had that feeling of Carolina. And obviously, he learned from it, grow from it. But the growth is now trickling down to the staff. And now that's trickling down to the players, to nutrition, to, everyone involved, trainers, athletic, everybody involved with the whole program. And it's going to eventually, once Nebraska football gets to the pedestal where it's going to be, it's going to trickle into other programs. And like we talked about Nebraska volleyball, I'm sure they've had an effect on soccer and all these other women's sports and men's sports as well. But what Coach Rule is building and developing is so much bigger than what we see right now. We see Nebraska 23. That's cool. I mean, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, it didn't really mean too much to me.
Yeah.
For a lot of people that meant a lot. But for me, I see, oh, wow, like, oh, this is a culture. Okay.
Mhm.
Like I see like 10 years from now. That's how I see. I say, oh, maybe 5 years from now, this could be, what Saban was building or what Dabo Swinney was building at Clemson. This is or Harbaugh at Michigan. This is what I see. I don't really see, I expect, them probably to beat Illinois and probably get into, top 15, top 12, they'll probably be 12, go beat Purdue. They're probably top 10, right? Cool. I see that. And, but where we are right now, I know that Coach Rule isn't letting them boys get satisfied with 23. I was talking to a player and he said, yeah, I said, how's it feel, being ranked and whatever. I don't think I even mentioned it. I think he mentioned it, like, being top, whatever. He said, well, I mean, that doesn't really mean much.
No, come on.
He said, that don't really mean much. I said, what do you mean by, I knew what he was going to say, but I wanted to say it.
Yeah.
I'm like, so what do you mean by that? He said, well, I mean, we want to be like top 5. We want to be playing for the Natty.
And that's,
I said, yep. Yeah. And that's an overflow from who?
Yeah,
the head coach.
Yep.
Come on,
because now the standard is the standard, and top 25 isn't good enough, right? And to the fans and to the state of Nebraska, great. It's great to see them in the top 25.
Yeah,
right?
Golf claps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But inside that building, inside those 4 walls, 23 is not good enough because come tomorrow and come Friday, come Saturday, they understand we have to put another win because just as quick as it came, it can be gone.
Let me ask you this question, Mike. You being inside the program, knowing the ins and outs, does being 23 reflect the work and the culture that Coach Rule is building?
Absolutely.
No, well,
right now. But top 10, top 5, that's like people, if you say that about Nebraska, people will laugh at you because they don't understand. And I saw this last year. When I saw this last year, I knew, and Coach Rule will tell you this, like, I'm not building for this year. I'm building for what's to come. So unfortunately, you have, I don't want to call them sacrificial lambs, but you have a starting point.
This is how it goes.
And although they won 4 games last year, 5 games, those guys laid the foundation.
Yeah.
And they set this, like, they set the tone. And now, so moving forward, that they have something to build off of. Right. They now have a house that's no longer built on sand, that when the waves come and wash everything away, like it will go with it. No, their house is built on rock. Their house they have a foundation. And no matter what, the wind will come and it won't blow them away because now they're ready. And it's going to continue to evolve. And okay, just wait, because once they get top 20 or 15 and then top 10, more and more pressure gets added. And I think we could take a lot away from our women's volleyball team.
Right.
They're handling their pressure well. Yeah, they lost early on in the season. Greatness, it happens. Right. And I'm happy it happened this early.
Yeah.
Right. And so these guys are going to start to feel more and more pressure because now the fans are going to expect it. And up until this point, the expectation is, can we just get a bowl game? All we want, let's get a bowl game. That's no longer their mindset. That's no longer and it was never Rule's mindset. And he would even say the last year, he's like, all these, that's beside the point. It's not the mindset of, can I get into a bowl game now? It's, we need to make the college football playoffs. We need to be in that top 12. So moving forward, the ante's gone up. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. One thing we were talking about, we were talking to Troy Dannon and Media Days, and we asked him a question. We said, the fans' expectations and people's expectation around Nebraska, like, what do you have to say to that? And he said something phenomenal. He said, whatever expectations they have, mine are way higher. No matter what they are, like undefeated season, this and that. It's like they're way higher because I know like he talked about a few pillars. One of them was resources. One of them was the talent and facilities and all these different things. We excel at all of these. So it's just a matter of time. He was talking about how when I believe he was at Tulane, when he was at Tulane, they had, losing season and, everybody wanted to fire the head coach. And he was like, no, like, I believe in this. Like he said he saw progress in the losing season, right? He was able to see past it. And so the next season they flip it and go beat Caleb Williams in a bowl game, right? in December. So when I process that, I'm like, man, I wonder what he sees in this program and how high his expectations are. And I'm sure if his expectations are this high, rules are just in alignment with his, of course, because he's the overseer. But yeah, no, this team is going to do phenomenal things. So it's Wednesday right now. Like we talked about yesterday, or I talked about yesterday, Tuesday being more of a vigorous day, super physical. Wednesday as a coach and as a player, I want to get your perspective, just being ranked. Do you turn the heat up a little bit more? Do you make sure the guys are more dialed in? What is it like for a coach or a player turned coach?
Inevitably, they're going to try to turn it up a notch. But that's when you lose. And Coach Rule said how many times I was like, we got to keep this about the main thing.
Right.
And I'm big on that. Because if we make it, if we're not practicing the same way every week, then we're fraudulent, right? It doesn't matter if it's Colorado, it doesn't matter if it's Alabama, it doesn't matter if it's UTEP, it doesn't matter if it's Northern Iowa. Our body of work should be the same. Our mentality should be the same. Human nature says, yeah, we'll be up inside maybe a little bit more. The electricity around the city isn't the same as what it was last week.
Right.
And that's why I said earlier in the week, this is a trap game. And Coach Rule knows that.
Explain that.
This is a trap game. When you walked outside, you breathed in the air. I felt like I was gonna run down on kickoff, and I'm way cool on that, right? I'm like, I ain't got no business doing that. But that was the electricity, right? Like you have your grandmama ready to run down on kickoff just by walking outside and breathing the Lincoln air last week because of the magnitude of that game.
Right.
Now it's the buzz of beating Colorado is wearing off. And so what's next? This is a what have you done for me lately business. And so Northern Iowa coming in, a lot of people don't even know who they are.
Man,
I got so much respect for them because I played against them and had a lot of battles with them when I was at South Dakota State.
Right.
And that's a formidable opponent. Like they're no joke. If you let off the gas, they will win.
Georgia Southern.
I don't care. I don't care how good we've been. If we let off the gas, they will come in here to Memorial Stadium and beat us. And Coach Rule knows that. Any given time, this game is so cool because at any moment, Northern Illinois, nobody expected them to beat Notre Dame. But it was a trap game because they just came off of a big dub at Texas A&M. They had College Game Day. The lights were bright.
Right.
And they was up for it.
Right.
They come home. They come home. They play Northern Illinois and they lose. Right. Because it's a trap game.
Yeah.
When you lose, when you're most susceptible to losing is when you have come off a big win, come off a big environment, and then you come home and you play what some people would say is nobody's. No, they're somebody. They're significant. And if, like I said, if we let that foot off the gas, it's not going to be fun.
I have a question. And I have an answer for myself, but I want to get yours. What position group on this offense specifically? Because I think defense-wise, there's not a bunch of holes. You know what I'm saying? There's, you need to get off the field on maybe a third down here, whatever. But for the most part, defense passed it up. Offense-wise, what position group needs to take a jump this week and to set us up for Big Ten play?
Yeah, the receivers. The receivers, I would say, because we haven't talked about them a lot, but our O-line has been really good.
Yeah, I'm
They've
satisfied.
been protecting. Yeah, they're protecting us. They're protecting 1-5. They're opening the holes. Right now, we can say whatever about their D lines that we played against. Okay,
it's execution at the end of the day,
but they're doing what they're doing right now. So I have nothing to say negatively about them right now, which is great. And I knew Donnie was going to have them boys right. He's protecting his own. Right, that's kin, that's family.
Right.
So the receivers, they look really good week 1, and not to say that they look bad, but they're going to have to raise their standard now. They're going to have to raise that level because they're not playing UTEP anymore. Yeah, they're playing Northern Iowa this week. I get it.
Yeah.
But moving forward, for us to be as dominant as we're going to be, the wide receiver group, they're going to have to ball. But I don't know. How you feel about that? Who do you think?
Yeah, I think it's receiver room. I think it starts with, I would love to just see how they approach practice and stuff, because I think that's where it starts. I know that's where it starts. And the part that frustrates me as a former player and as a leader on the team is that this is happening right after fall camp. So like and I'm not bashing no coach or nothing. I'm more so talking about the accountability in the group. Because I know a lot of those guys. I would just question, like, okay, we coming out of fall camp. You should be the most trained, most skilled, most sharpened, most sharpened right after fall camp. And we having We having MAs on, blocking assignments.
Missed assignments if you're listening. MA is a missed assignment.
And MEs, mental errors.
Yeah.
On the same play.
Unacceptable.
Guys is going outside and you try to block them. You try to go in and block them. You're going to get a holding call. Those are the type of things that, like, when I see the tape, I'm like, what are we doing? Right. Yeah. And so it's either, and I'll say this, with the clause, it's either not getting coached right or they're not executing. Mm-hmm. Right. So whichever one it is, it needs to get fixed. So I just want to see a revved up room this week. And that's a challenge. I'm putting out a challenge. I want to see them play better. I want to see them execute better. I want to see more effort on the run block. We talked about Malachi Coleman last year, pancake after pancake. And I'm like, man, that's a lot of technique, right? It's a good technique, hands inside, kudos, right? But really it's it's effort. And that's what I want to see moving forward.
Yeah. No, I really like that. Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and take it to break here at a good point, a stopping point there, a challenge out to the wide receivers. We'll take a quick break, talk more football in the locker room. Coming up next here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116. Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
HealthLink is elevating the human experience with holistic health, weight loss, nutrition, fitness, and wellness solutions. They offer one-on-one health coaching while personalizing nutrition and wellness plans for structure and simplicity. HealthLink provides nutritious foods such as high-protein entrees, meal replacement snacks, and supplements. But that's not all. If you mention 93.7 The Ticket, you'll get a 5% discount on your order and $20 off your first month if you start a HealthLink subscription. Find your missing link with HealthLink today on the southeast corner of 70th and Pioneers or by phone at 402-858-9356.
It's the greatest time of the year again. Kickoff is here and football is officially back. Over 1 million fans across 33 states got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog, and this year you can too. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up with promo code EARLY, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code EARLY to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 19 plus in Nebraska and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Be sure to check out the top-selling Recomp. Recomp helps build lean muscle and strength while decreasing body fat. Recomp is ideal for men and women of all ages trying to look their best. Recomp can only be found in Nutrition Authority. For info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Tanner's Bar and Grill is the best place in Lincoln for a casual get-together, best place to watch a game, and the best for pre- and post-game. Catch college and NFL football as well as the volleyball action this season at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. What's better than wings, cold beer, and a Husker win? Enjoy great food and drink specials every day and tons of TVs to catch all the action. Tanner's Bar and Grill, 30th and Yankee Hill. Tailored Life is your headquarters for all things fall in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of potted trees, mums, and more, plus porch pots and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most of which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday night from UBT Stadium as the Norris Titans travel to Lincoln and face off against the Lincoln Northwest Falcons at 7 p.m. Both teams looking for their first win of the season as Norris fell to Scott and Gretna, and Lincoln Northwest has lost to Ralston and Scotts Bluff so far this year. Kickoff between the Titans and the Falcons is scheduled for 7 p.m. on Friday, and you can hear all the action unfold right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Chancellor Brewington and Mikey Daniel. Brought to you by App Foundation Repair on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back here on The Locker Room on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey, much of the talk so far has been about Dylan Raiola as far as the national media goes, and so we might as well talk a little bit about it as well. Let's hear from Coach Rule about about Dylan Raiola through 2 games, and then we'll have the guys respond. So here's Coach Rule a couple days ago. Thoughts on Dylan Raiola through the first 2 games?
I told the offense a lot of them have to pick their intensity up to his level, not the other way around. He's trying to throw the ball to guys that are supposed to be in certain places and they're not there. He's at a whole other level, and those other guys better pick it up. That's said respectfully and with love. And I only say that because you guys sometimes ask me, like, hey, did you not throw it as much in the second half because of him? No, because of everyone else. Because other guys aren't, other guys weren't playing at the level I wanted. And so we're having free runners, like, they blitz us and the back misses it or the tackle misses it. And he's having to run around and make plays, but we had guys running wide open. We could have scored a lot more points. We threw a lot of shots in that game. A lot of them just didn't get thrown because he had to run, so we had no sacks because he avoided guys. But Dylan, through 2 games, Dylan's done everything you could want, except he didn't milk the clock enough going into the 2-minute last game. And that's the main thing I had for him. He can be sometimes too aggressive at times. And so me and him that's not Glenn, that's me and him just situationally communicating. But Dylan's doing a great job. I need everyone else to understand that, like, if a freshman knows all 120 plays in the game plan, then as a junior, I better know all 120 plays or 80 plays, whatever's in the game plan. I better know them and be able to operate them because, you get into 2-minute, Sam, especially early in the year, we didn't know what they were going to do in 2 minutes. A new coordinator from Cincinnati. I mean, we might watch so much Cincinnati Bengals film. We didn't know what it was going to be. All of a sudden it's cover 2. We're calling cover 2 beaters. We practiced for man all week, right? We go right to cover 2 beaters. He's over there like, hey, let's go to this play. And he hits it. If he knows that, like from camp, everyone else better know that. And that's what we have on defense. We have a level of accountability that's unmatched, and that's what we're getting on offense right now. So that's why I'm saying it out loud, because we should have scored 42 or 50 points. We had some really selfish penalties, not selfish in a bad way, selfish in a, oh man, I don't want to get beat, so I'm going to tackle this guy here, as opposed to just do your job, man. Trust yourself. So we still have some evolution on offense to do.
Definitely some frustration. Definitely some frustration. First thing I take away is that obviously Dylan's preparing the way pro quarterbacks should. He's bringing that professionalism that he's learned obviously throughout his family and his upbringing to this team. And so this sounds like a challenge, like I kind of was just hitting at. I mean, this is a public statement that's already has been said privately. If he's going to say anything publicly, it's already been said privately to the receiver room. So this isn't like breaking news. The guys just picking up their phone like, oh my gosh. No, I'm sure offense got a good stern talking to, and receivers probably got called out by the head coach, position coach, and offense coordinator, right? And the leaders of the team, right? Like, guys, this is unacceptable. So, yeah, and it wasn't just receivers. He was talking about running backs and offensive line. But it's so interesting that I just love to hear that a guy is well prepared for a game. They go to cover 2, scouting report said a bunch of men, Shiloh Sanders going to be the free safety, send about 15 yards. All of a sudden they go to a 2-high shell. That just means 2 high safeties. And all of a sudden Dylan comes to the side and says, hey, we got to hit the bork on this bender. Executes it right away on 3rd down. So that's what I love. I love hearing that. I love when guys are dialed in. Guys know, like you said, 120 plays in the game plan. That was my type of game. I loved knowing the ins and outs of the game plan. So when I hear that, I get juiced up.
There's so much I just took away from that. Yeah. First of all, when you're great, you have an uncanny ability to raise the standard for everybody. And he's young man. He just a baby in that locker room. But to be as prepared as he is and to show that, hey, I'm this guy and I'm about this work, that's ultimately going to make everybody raise their level. It's like Tom Brady. Tom Brady he never really had the best receiver core, right? He didn't have either in New England or Tampa.
Right.
And he won at both places. You know what I mean? It's like LeBron. I'm always going to go back to LeBron. Whether you like it or whether you don't, he's great. And so even if you don't like him, you got to respect his greatness because he finds a way to get places that he has no business being because of his greatness. And he ultimately, he just raises everybody's standards so they play better. And that's what we're going to continue to see out of this young 1-5. His standard is through the roof. Like his preparation, you heard it. For a freshman to be able to adapt and have one thing in your mind that, okay, I'm preparing for man all week. And I don't know if they went away from it because Shiloh got hurt or whatever happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they just knew, okay, I'm going to go to this. And so they went to 2-high. And he's like, I know how to beat this because I prepared. I prepared for the situations that I don't know are going to happen. Not just the ones that I think are going to happen. I prepared for everything. They could have went to a cover 3. They could have done so many different things and he would have had the answer.
Right.
And I firmly believe that because after having conversation with him, he's there. And he's special. Right. And we can talk about him all day. But one thing that was upsetting here is, and I guess I've been breaking it down to this extent of like, okay, who's missing blitzes out the backfield? Because that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Right. It'll happen from time to time. Everybody's going to make mistakes, but it can't be a continued thing.
Yeah.
Like, we cannot miss blitzes. We have to protect 1-5 at all costs. Right.
Yeah.
And they know that. And Coach EJ knows that. And I know they'll get right. So that was kind of upsetting, to hear him talking about that. And the final thing is just that, like, where do we go from here? Right. We have to take another step because he said, oh, we should have scored 40, 50 points. Right. Yeah. And they should have. But they didn't.
Right.
That's not going to work moving forward. The shoulda, woulda, couldas cannot work moving forward. And he knows that. He understands that. Like, if you make those same mistakes against Illinois, you don't walk away with a dub. You don't walk away. If you let Rutgers come into town and you play that way, you're not having the same outcome.
No Big Ten team.
No Big Ten teams. It's just different, and he understands that. And so he's smart. And like you said, anything he says publicly, he's already had the conversation privately. Those guys have been talked to. They know it. They've seen it. They've studied it. And I'm excited to see how they respond to that challenge.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. I mean, when you talk about Dylan's levels being so high, there's only and I don't mean to, and I don't want no one to take this the wrong way, but there's certain guys that can't get to that level. It's just natural. You just can't, right? So, but the ones who can get inspired by that, right? No matter if you're a freshman or a senior, they get inspired by that. So there's going to be a few players, and I think I have some in mind, but there's going to be a few players where their game starts rising with Dylan's.
Who?
You gonna make me do this?
Who?
I think the young pup, the freshman, true freshman, Jakari.
Yeah.
I think he gonna rise with Dylan. That's
Yeah.
what I see it. The confidence is there. The playmaking is there. Getting on the same mental wave. I'm not really sure where he is with the playbook. Maybe that's why he's such in a limited role. I don't know, but I think there's gonna be some. I say particularly younger guys who see, okay, this guy's in my class. You know, maybe a Carter Nelson gets thrown in there. You know, his role expands a little bit more. Jalen Lloyd, maybe his role expands. You know, maybe Bonner kind of, you know, first real, you know, starting opportunity here, and his game starts to take off with Dylan. So that's going to be interesting to see. When we look at this defense, do you think it's realistic that they end up top 1, top 2? Or no, I'll say top one in the Big Ten to finish the year off, because I feel as if Colorado was their first test. They passed with a A+, right?
Yeah.
Just that one drive with Shedeur, you know, I'm sure Tony White already, you know, on him, whatever, right? But I mean, this is a top 5 quarterback in the nation. Extremely talented, extremely smart, great high IQ guy. And they made him look like he was a freshman who, you know, started his first game in Memorial Stadium,
Yeah,
right?
240 yards passing.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So what do you think about this defense, your takeaways from Colorado and moving forward?
I've been so high on our defense since last season. I was skeptical of a 3-3-5.
Me too.
I was so skeptical of it. And Tony White made me a believer.
Mm.
And I told him that last season. Like, we were sitting outside of the hotel the night before a game. I'm like, man, you got it. Whatever it is, you got it. And I was never a defensive guy, but I understand defenses.
Right.
And I'm like, there's no way. Me and just about everybody else that watches Big Ten was like, how can this work in the Big Ten? Right. To be able to stand 10 toes on what you're about, even when everyone says this ain't it, speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Right. And he stood on it, and he's now made the country a believer in it.
Mhm.
Right. There's no way around it. They finished like top 15 in the country last year,
Yeah.
maybe. And I only see that rising. I see us being dominant for the rest of the season. There'll be teams that score on us. Like USC will score on us. Ohio State will score on us. But they're not going to do anything crazy.
Right.
Like we have a chance in every single game because of the defense. They will, no matter what happens offensively, we'll have a chance in it, just like last season.
Yeah.
Other than the Michigan game.
Right.
And that wasn't the defense's fault. I mean, partially.
Right,
but you know
right,
what I mean?
right.
And so there's not a single game that I'm counting us out of, because our defense they're really about it. Like I said, we talked about the D-line room.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of those guys that we talked about will play on Sundays.
Man,
I'm big on them. They will finish a top 5 defensive line in the country.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's sacks spread out across the room.
Everybody eats.
Yeah.
And you know, even in our John Bullock's the guy who's raising his standard. He is now producing at a ridiculous rate because he's elevated his game to match what his defense is about.
So the same thing's gonna happen on offense.
Exactly.
The philosophy is the same. I love it.
Lots to look forward to in the rest of the Nebraska season. Lots to look forward to in the locker room when we come back here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Ever stare at the Hog Wild menu and feel like you just can't make up your mind because it all looks so good? Well, when I want a little bit of everything, I get a little bit of everything on Hog Wild Smokestack Sandwich. On a butter-toasted bun, we pile on our hickory smoked beef brisket and juicy hot links. The hard part is choosing between fresh curly fries, classic baked beans, or coleslaw on the side. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, You wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right, most recommended Eustace Body Shop.
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
In today's digital landscape, the security of your business is non-negotiable. That's why you need better cybersecurity solutions. At Hamilton, we make it our business to protect your network, data, and digital assets with the latest in cybersecurity technology. Our dedicated team of experts has the technology in place to protect what matters most to you and your business. Stay ahead of cyber threats with better cybersecurity protection. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com. Serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Primary care that understands you. At CHI Health Clinic, our dedicated primary care team takes time to hear you, understand you, and get to know you and your family at every stage of life. We believe in building lasting relationships with our patients. That's why we offer convenient, affordable health care close to home or work. Find out how we treat your whole family like family at chihealth.com/primary care.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we are out of the gate for September with a very special GMC sales offer. We must move out all new GMC truck inventory fast. So right now at Koppel, we are offering true GM supplier pricing for everyone. Yes, you heard right. true GM supplier pricing on all GMC Sierras. That's over $12,000 off on select models. That's GM supplier pricing, $12,000 off on Sierras. Do not wait. Stop on in or check us out online at koppelcars.com.
General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
You're spending $300 a month. Binge drinking is the most common form of excessive drinking, which costs the United States more than $191 billion each year. By drinking less, you will save $300 a month. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Chancellor Brewington and Mikey Daniel. Brought to you by F Foundation Repair on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That's right. You are listening to The Locker Room, one of the hottest news shows in Lincoln, Nebraska. We've talked a lot of college football so far. Let's hear a little bit about the NFL from you guys. Chancellor and Mikey, take it away.
Welcome back. First I want to highlight our sponsors, as always, F Foundation Repair. If you guys are out in the Grand Island area, I know they got a booth going on at the Husker Harvest Day, so make sure you go over there and say what's up to our guys out there. We actually have a special guest, Dave Epp, joining myself tomorrow. Chancellor will be out, but Dave will be joining me tomorrow. He's coached youth football around Lincoln for the last 18 seasons and just big on the community. So we're going to talk about, high school sports and his business, being the owner of F Foundation Repair, and then kind of his impact that he's seen. So, I want to switch gears though and talk about the NFL situation. So we saw a lot week one, but also week one is kind of questionable because some guys played in the preseason, some didn't. Right. So some people are still knocking up the dust. Other people, they never have dust to knock off, it seems like.
Right.
But I want to talk about the rookies for a second, because that's a big transition going from college to NFL week one. Who do you think stood out, and maybe who do you think you want to see more from going into week two?
Oh, this is a tough one. I like Xavier Worthy with the Chiefs. I think just that offense. That offense is a system, and a piece that they always need is someone who can stretch the field and do these type of like reverse things and carve out a role there. And I believe Xavier will do that and has done that in camp, preseason, and now. So I'd love to see where his role goes from there.
Especially because Hollywood Brown's going to be back soon.
Exactly.
And that's the guy that he stretches the field.
Right.
So we'll see how that transfolds.
And I feel like the Chiefs are best when they stretch the field. I mean, Mahomes is best when he's outside the pocket making things happen, and guys are just playing backyard ball. I seen Travis Kelce I believe he ran he ran like an in route, faked out, faked in, and then threw the guy back. Like that's where they're best at, when they're improvising and making things happen. But yeah, that's probably who I'm most high on right now.
I like that one. I mean, he's got so much speed, and you can't coach speed.
Yeah.
I like that one. I really, really, really like Brian Thomas Jr. The rookie with the Jaguars down there. He had a great first game. I'm excited to see how he continues. A lot of people maybe thought he was up there as maybe the top receiver coming out. There's a lot of questions about him. So I'm big on him, and I like to see how he continues to progress moving forward. I would say that if I'm looking at a guy who I want to see more from moving forward, I mean, we can address the elephant of Caleb Williams. And here's why. I understand that that's the biggest transition, and I think he'll be great moving forward.
Right.
It's such a hard transition. But when you spend as much time talking as you do and don't want to sign, your papers because you want to be a part owner in the team that drafts you.
Yeah.
Like, you got to really come with it.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen.
Mhm.
And so, again, I understand the transition. I knew how hard it was going to be for him.
Mhm.
But also, if you're going to speak on it, you got to really come with it.
Mhm.
And that's all weeks. It's not just when you're ready. Like, it started last week and it didn't happen.
Yeah, and the Bears situation that he walked into is, I've talked about it on my show. I think it's one of the best situations we've seen a rookie quarterback go into. I mean, it's better than I believe when Baker went to the Browns, that Browns team was decent. You know, that was a 7-win Browns team. It wasn't like Johnny Manziel going to the Browns where it was, they won 2 or 3 games the year before, right? So I believe, the Bears defense is like we talked about off air. That's the reason why they won the game, right? I think that Bears defense is probably a top 5, top 7. I mean, I could argue top 5 defense in the NFL. So moving forward, I mean, you just need a little bit more consistent play. I mean, for him, expectations for him to go for 350 yards. That's not what we really saying, right? It's just playing a solid game, executing and managing the game. What's your sleeper pick this year? It could be out of the AFC, NFC. I have mine personally. I'll start off with mine. NFC, my sleeper coming out of the not coming out of the NFC, but I think is going to have a good year because I think that's too early to say that. I think the Bucks look good. I like the Bucks. I think they got a solid offense. I think they got a solid defense, and I'm biased because my brother-in-law just got traded to them. So
Come on.
yeah,
Okay.
so I'm biased. I'm biased.
Okay.
Though.
Okay.
I gotta speak it out there.
Yeah. I don't hate that though.
Yeah.
I think Baker really looked. I mean, he looked like the number 1 pick. He looked legit.
Mm-hmm.
He has a team and he's rallying down there. I'm excited to see what he got paid this offseason.
Come on.
So they have a great defense. I like that. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go back to. I don't know if it's a sleeper, but I like them to bounce back in a big way. The Eagles.
I like that one.
Like obviously they were just in the Super Bowl a couple years ago. Kind of had a down. You don't say a down season last year. I like to see them bounce back this year. I like to see. I think Saquon will lead the NFL in rushing, and he deserves that. He's been dealing with the Giants, and we know what they are. That's a mess up there. So I'm happy that he's in a position where his greatness can be. He's a generational talent.
But yeah,
and that hasn't been seen because he's been dealing with what he's been dealing with up there. So yeah, I like the Eagles.
You got them winning the East over the Cowboys?
Yeah, because the Cowboys always get weird. And I don't like the Cowboys run game enough.
Right.
I don't like it. They don't
They say well, someone says, I don't know who the they is, but the proverbial they say that the Cowboys go 9-7 or 10-6 just to keep the fan base on their toes, and then they never end up winning. And it slowly grows their fan base.
And they won't until Jerry Jones chill out. He be trying to do too much.
He be trying to do too much.
He be trying to do too much, man.
Man, okay, AFC. I got a team who I think, last year I thought they played good, but this year I believe they're gonna heat some things up in the East, and I believe they're gonna make a decent run. Is the Dolphins. I mean, if Waddle stay healthy, Tyreek stay healthy. I mean, I don't know really how you stop that offense. I don't know what scheme you come up with to stop Tyreek in itself, and then you add on Jalen Waddle, who has the same type of skill set, and it seems like Tua is playing at a really high level. And the defenses, look pretty good. Last year had some struggles later on in the year, but I mean they look pretty good right now. So yeah, I got the Dolphins and the AFC as my sleeper.
Hot take that it might not be hot. I'm not sure. I like the Texans in the AFC Championship, and maybe a bowl.
I love it.
And maybe in the bowl.
I love it.
They were good last year, and I don't see a sophomore slump coming. They added pieces. They gave him a lot. Like Nico Collins is a dog, and he showed that week 1. Then you add Stephon Diggs to that mix, and come on, he's still doing his thing. Like he's great. You got Tank Dell back from injury. Great. That receiving core is legit.
Yeah, Nico Collins for real.
And then you go add Joe Mixon to the running back room. You add Cam Akers, who was a talent himself. He's not even going to touch the field. That's how deep they are. Like they're good, right? You got Damian Pierce, all that. So that running back room is set. And then you go add in the Neil Hunter to the defensive line, like on the opposite side of Will Anderson Jr., who was the defensive rookie of the year.
Nasty.
And you got Derek Stingley Jr., the cornerback. So I like them in the AFC Championship. And I'm not going to speak on who the other one is yet, but I like them a lot.
Hey, I would love to see Mahomes and Stroud duke it out.
They did last season. They did last year, right?
Yeah, man. For the bowl
to get to the AFC Championship.
Yeah, I would love for them to duke it out. I mean, that would polish CJ Stroud. Well, I mean, he was polished last year, but just having that under his belt, obviously getting out of they in the South? Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of would like to see the Ravens back, and I want to see those two duke it out. I want to see the Ravens because I want to see something a little different. The Chiefs have been great, and I mean they still look great. So, and 1-5 still 1-5, so they're gonna do their thing. I think that would be cool though. I think that would be a heck of a matchup between the Ravens and the Texans. I don't know who I see coming out of that, but I just want to see CJ continue to do great.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking at it, I'm like, it looked like the AFC is kind of top heavy in quarterback play. I'm like, I don't really see that would be interesting. That'd be interesting. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. You're listening to The Locker Room.
Come on.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you worried about storm damage causing issues with your basement? F Foundation Repair fixes basements with supreme waterproofing and exact concrete leveling for residential or commercial clients. They service wet basements, leaky walls, damp crawl spaces, bowing or cracked bricks or drywall, and more. Whether you're in Southeast Nebraska, the Tri-Cities area, or Northeast Kansas, they'll easily make the trip to you. Get a free evaluation today by visiting WeFixBasements.com or call 402-804-1024. F Foundation Repair. We fix basements.
Primary care that understands you. At CHI Health Clinic, our dedicated primary care team takes time to hear you, understand you, and get to know you and your family at every stage of life. We believe in building lasting relationships with our patients. That's why we offer convenient, affordable health care close to home or work. Find out how we treat your whole family like family at chihealth.com/primary care.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I could call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're